6 Gothic movies you must see. Feel free to leave your feedback in the comment section if you have seen any of these movies. Number 6. Frankenstein, 2025. Directed by Guillermo de Toro, starring Oscar Isaac. The version is very interesting. An American Gothic science fiction drama where actors played the part very well. Visual effects, color palette was great. Even if it's long, the movie was never boring and easy to follow. The film is based on the 1818 novel by Mary Shelley, and while remaining faithful to the original story, has a distinct style, and it's a very good tribute to the original Frankenstein, described as Gothic romanticism. There is great sadness, emphasizing how the main character will never know true love, and the dramatic death of the woman he loves is also heartbreaking, as she dies in his arms. Victor's obsession is present throughout the movie, and the monster he created cannot die, and this is not a blessing, it's a curse. I didn't like the use of blood, which was too much for me, gruesome and almost reminded me of splatter movies. I had to close my eyes a few times. I don't know if I'll watch it again because of the brutality of some scenes. This is why I rank these 6. But if you are wanting to watch a recent movie, this is one of the few movies I'll watch out in 2025. Number 5, The Ninth Gate. Directed by Roman Polanski, starring Johnny Depp. Brilliant movie, talks about a satanic pact, and at the center of the movie is the Novem Portis, the 9 doors, a satanic book with engravings signed by Lucifer itself. This movie is mostly about occult, satanism, and I included it because there is a mysterious woman throughout the movie who is representing the whore of Babylon. And this mystery girl represents the temptation, but she acts as a supernatural guide. She never discloses her true identity. The story is set against a backdrop that includes the Devil's Tower, the Novem Portis book, the supernatural girl, dark color palettes, and old dusty libraries. And it's not a quite romantic plot, however, it features satanic sex and exudes a gothic allure throughout, a must watch. Number 4, The Love Witch, 2016. Produced by Anna Biller, starring Samantha Robinson. An ultra-vintage production. Well, it looks like vintage from the 60s, but this was out in 2016. The story of a beautiful, charming, and dangerous witch, Ellen Parks, who kills every man she dates. I watched this movie several times, and even if it's supposed to be a comedy horror, I've never laughed. It's actually pretty dark, despite the vivid colors used in the movie. Love, witchcraft, magic, lust, dark romance, and narcissism are the themes of this unique movie. I've read that Anna Biller is a feminist filmmaker, and she was able to represent, at best, a sadistic, narcissistic woman character in this movie. Sorry, but there is no such a thing as poetic romance in this movie, as making love potions to be loved and then bury your fiancé because the spell backfired. we cannot justify her actions in any way. The Love Witch is a fascinating character, but a sadist, damned, perverse woman. By the way, I am not a feminist. The vintage style of the movie is incredible, matching the aesthetic of the 1960s Technicolor film. However, the story is set in the present days. Watch this movie. You can fall in love with the actress or hate her, or both. Number 3. The Devil's Advocate. Out in 1997, directed by Taylor Hackford and produced by Arnon Milchan. Starring Al Pacino, Keanu Reeves, Charlize Theron. I have to admit that any movie with Al Pacino becomes one of my favorite movies. I just love the actor. We also have the mysterious and more shy Keanu Reeves in the cast. He is perfect for the role. But if you really want to see him at his best, watch The Matrix. Taking inspiration from Dante Alighieri's Inferno and The Legend of the Faust, this movie has suspense, great visuals, fantastic actors. The devil character's name is a direct homage to John Milton, who wrote Paradise Lost, a poem about the biblical story of the fall of mankind, with Adam and Eve being expelled from the Garden of Eden, with references to Dante Alighieri's Inferno, satanic pact, incest, the corruption of mankind, supernatural evil forces, and even connecting these themes to a more modern capitalistic dilemma, gaining money at all costs without moral principles. This is indeed a great movie to watch if you are a fan of enigmatic thriller, supernatural horror movies. I gave this rank 3 because of the references and visuals, suspense, and drama. Number 2, Eyes Wide Shut, 1999, produced by Stanley Kubrick, starring Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise. Oh well, a movie directed by Kubrick starring Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise, it's enough to make it a masterpiece. I am a Kubrick fan, so I couldn't leave this out. One of the best movies ever produced, sensual, mysterious, erotic psychodrama with not only outstanding visuals, but unforgettable soundtracks. It features classical music like Shostakovich and Mozart's Requiem, and Jocelyn Pot wrote the original music for the movie. The Backwards Priest's composition featuring a Romanian Orthodox divine liturgy is worth mentioning. Played backwards, this was used in the orgy scene during the Masquerade Ball. This is actually my favorite track. Based on the 1926 novella Dream Story, it's about an erotic and love relationship, occult satanic rituals, satanic sex cults, and secret societies performing orgies. However, I don't find it pornographic, and it's actually quite mystical. Dark romance, Eros and Thanatos is present throughout the movie, along with sensuality, mysticism, obsession, and even a journey in alternative realities, being unable to live in one's ordinary life and deal with the difficulties of it. Moreover, is exposing wealthy organizations who can exploit people, and telling about the dark side of being rich and powerful. Symbolism in the movie. Occult symbols like the pentagram can be found throughout the film. Some even say there are references to the Illuminati, not mentioning the link to Scientology, and we know Tom Cruise is one of the members of the cult. Not just a must-watch movie, this is a cult movie. And number 1, obviously, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Dracula by Francis Ford Coppola, 1992, a romantic Gothic epic movie starring Gary Oldman and Winona Ryder with Anthony Hopkins and New Reeves. Ranking 1 because it's a true Gothic horror movie with a dramatic, sad Gothic love story. This is my favorite version, not just because of the outstanding performance of the actors, but for the visuals, color palette, mood and storytelling. Obviously, the movie wouldn't have been so great without Oldman and Winona. I think everyone agrees on that. This Gothic horror movie, based on the 1897 Bram Stoker's novel, a romantic and dramatic love story between a beautiful woman and the Prince of Darkness, Dracula, a damned soul who renounces God and becomes a vampire. There is occult symbolism since the beginning. We see in the opening scene, after learning that his wife committed suicide, Dracula renounces God and plunging his sword into the crucifix, which immediately starts to bleed of blood that Dracula drinks as a sign of blood pact with the devil. This scene is extremely intense and Oldman really looked the part, almost frightening the actress. Did you see how she suddenly moves her eyebrows in that scene? She was supposed to stay completely still. I read that she was afraid of Oldman because he seemed to be in the Dracula character even when they weren't filming. We see during the movie Dracula being able to transform in different animals as a shapeshifter. Rats, a huge bat devil-like creature, a wolf, and a gorilla with red eyes. These shape-shifting powers are consistent with the traditional depiction of Dracula as a vampire with supernatural abilities, including shape-shifting, super strength, control over animals, and the power to influence minds. I love the costumes, the special effects, the color palette is fantastic. I love this movie because it goes beyond merely depicting a romantic love story with Gothic charm. Although its ending is dramatic and tragic, it remains hopeful and offers a rare message: the importance of forgiveness, understanding human nature, and repentance. It shows that love's power can ultimately save us, suggesting that even a damned soul can find redemption. I hope that you have enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like and comment below.